It's on the same day as the Aya Wilson jersey retirement, and the price is it is cost to get into South Carolina. It costs $64 to get the Aya Wilson jersey retirement. It is $1,000. $1,000 and the same night to get an Iowa free admission to a WNBA MVP's retirement game is an incredible opportunity to witness South Carolina, the stark contrast between Iowa fans paying rent money to see Caitlin Clark's jersey rise to the rafters and Aya Wilson's big day, not echoing like an empty gym when they are virtually pleading with fans to attend again. Fans are mad about it. The fans are roasting people about, Caitlin Clark and Aya Wilson, that they're having this rivalry, and is it jealousy or Aya Wilson is just jealous of Caitlin Clark? Instead of a packed house full of eager fans waiting to witness history, South Carolina found itself practically begging people to show up. Free tickets were handed out in what felt less like an honor and more like a desperate attempt to avoid an embarrassing turnout. Aya Wilson's jersey retirement was supposed to be a crowning moment, a celebration of her legacy at South Carolina, a school she helped elevate to national prominence. $100, I repeat $1,200 to watch Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement. Meanwhile, Iowa fans waited hours in advance to buy tickets for Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement, which was the complete opposite of orderly pandemonium, and so popular that they were ready to pay hundreds of dollars to get a seat because of Clark's influence on the game. Her farewell wasn't only a ceremony, rather, it was an event that fans couldn't miss. Aya Wilson's retirement jersey day, right, and well, her prices for her game are high. The only problem is Caitlin Clark's are literally about 11 times higher, all right, and one's got to wonder, is somebody really going to pay $700 to see Aya Wilson and her number get retired? Maybe they will, but I can tell you right now, if somebody wants these seats right here to see Caitlin Clark, they're going to have to pay $8,325. The disparity in response says a lot. Every game Clark plays is an occasion, and her fan following makes sure she feels that way. Clark, who is still playing at the height of her fame, has captured the attention of an audience that treats her like royalty. However, despite his obvious talent, Wilson has found it difficult to retain the same degree of cultural significance. Although there was no denying her prowess in college, the hype around her name doesn't appear to have the same impact now. When you're talking about GOATs of the W, I need my name to be up there, at least top 3, like that's my goal. Is like I want something like when you're thinking of women's basketball, when you're thinking of the W, I want my name to be on it. Come on, tell them, Aya, tell them, whatever it needs to get there, whether it's the rings, whether it's the accolades individually, like I want to be up there in that category. The decision by South Carolina to make Wilson's jersey retirement event free wasn't just a practical one. It was also an admission that there wasn't enough interest to warrant charging for tickets. You don't do that when demand is extremely high, rather you do it when you know that people aren't exactly lining up to attend. And for a player of Wilson's caliber, that fact had to be painful. A lot of people are pissed that this is the second day or the same day. Now I say a lot of people, Aya Wilson fans, are pissed that it's the same day. From far as I can tell, Kayla Clark fans don't give a rip about Aya Wilson's jersey retirement. I'm being honest here. Wilson's alma mater was essentially distributing tickets at everyone who would accept them, while Clark's fans were shelling out absurd sums of money to participate in history. One ceremony exuded a sense of prestige, urgency, and importance, while the other felt more like a chore that the school had to complete without making much of an attempt to make it unique. It's a harsh reality, but one that cannot be ignored. Wilson has received many honors over her career, but the excitement around her has subsided. Conversely, Clark is still the most well-known figure in women's basketball. One jersey retirement was a spectacle, while the other was a free event that surprisingly failed to attract much attention. Wilson's jersey retirement and Caitlin Clark's are both insane. It's like witnessing the development of two entirely different worlds, one with loud applause, long lineups around the block, and exorbitant ticket costs, while the other feels like a last-minute, oh yes, this is probably what we should do. Let's begin with the most obvious question. Did anyone even know that Aya Wilson was having her jersey retired? Because to be honest, if you weren't watching South Carolina basketball closely, you probably wouldn't. There was no significant buildup, no viral buzz, and no overwhelming anticipation. Just a quiet announcement buried under the noise of a typical sports cycle. To make matters worse, South Carolina had to give away tickets to ensure that people actually showed up. In contrast, Caitlin Clark's jersey retirement became a national event with major sports networks, social media, fans, and ticket prices skyrocketing. As soon as it was announced, the most outrageous aspect, Wilson, on the other hand, has been out of college for years, and South Carolina just recently decided to honor her. However, even beyond the timing, the sheer amount of excitement, or lack thereof, is telling. While Wilson, perhaps one of the most decorated players in South Carolina history, had her ceremony treated with the same energy as a preseason exhibition, the free tickets weren't a kind gesture. Rather, they were a desperate attempt to ensure that the arena wasn't embarrassingly empty, which speaks volumes about how the two players are viewed by the public. Let's talk about why her jersey retirement is such a big deal. This isn't just some, hey, let's retire a jersey kind of a moment. No, Caitlin Clark is box office, folks. Like if she was a movie, she would be the kind of blockbuster that brings in big bucks, the kind that makes Avengers Endgame look like an indie flick. And we're not just talking about on the court. The ticket prices for a jersey retirement game against USC in 2025, $1,000. It isn't about who is more skilled on the court. Wilson is without a doubt the WNBA MVP. But Clark has dominated the conversation in terms of cultural influence. She is a walking celebrity, a sensation that becomes viral, someone whose name is enough to fill arenas despite all of her accolades. Wilson has never attracted that level of attention, and now, even during a moment that ought to have been hers, the discussion isn't about praising her, but rather about why nobody seems to care. In the end, South Carolina's handling of Wilson's jersey retirement is a reflection of a bigger problem. The distinction between relevance and esteem. Wilson may never live up to the hype, but Caitlin Clark has something special. Let's face it, trophies look good on a shelf, but when ESPN plays your highlights over and an entire arena yells your name, the money starts to flow. Clark isn't just hooping, she's out there making money with every three-pointer. There was a Jordan effect on the NBA and the game of basketball. I would argue at one point early on there was a Steph Curry effect on the NBA and on basketball. Also bet your ass there is a Caitlin Clark effect on all of basketball, especially on women's basketball ratings. Kudos to her. Let's talk about why it has taken so long, because let's be honest, this isn't just about bad scheduling. Perhaps South Carolina wasn't exactly in a rush to retire her jersey, but hold on, it has taken years for Aya Wilson's jersey to finally be retired at South Carolina. At this point, they might as well wait another 7 years and probably do it as a retirement party for her entire basketball career. When a school has a generational player, they usually rush to retire that jersey faster than an Amazon Prime delivery. But for Aya Wilson, that wasn't the case. Let's be honest. Thanks for watching and subscribe my channel.